Hello and welcome to the HI European Market Neutral monthly update for November 2022. I'm Paul Marriage of Tellworth Investments. So this was a flat month, but behind the flat month, a heck of a lot of market movement is hidden, in fact. As there was a big switch in winners and losers during the year as people felt slightly more positive on markets, massive short squeeze in many names in the UK, and some significant moves. If you look at the big movers, they were the big shorts. So a lot of those consensus shorts really surged forward during the month, and that would have been painful for a lot of people. So we're pretty pleased to have actually negotiated this month, even though it's an up month for indices, with a flat return, because I think it would have been very easy to have been caught in that short squeeze. So outside the ramifications of that and the winners and losers there that were pretty balanced out for us, actually the retail sector was probably the most important single contributor and in some ways detractor as well. I guess the feeling that the UK consumer has been a little bit more resilient than people thought has meant that people have become slightly more positive on consumer spending and the survival of consumer-facing businesses into next year. Remember, some of these business valuations are very modest to the point that they're suggesting they're not going to be around in a couple of years. And longs like Next for us are going to be around in a couple of years. And interesting to see Next buying Joules, which was another small UK retailer listed that pretty much went under earlier in the year. So, survival of the fittest. Next is a great business online and offline on the high street, really well managed, dynamic business with a great long-term record, strong balance sheet, just the sort of thing we want to be long of. Adding to a different end of our longs would be ASOS, which ASOS has been a good short for us over quite a long period of time at different times running the strategy. But new CEO in ASOS, and there's a lot that can improve in that business. We can see that from here. Interesting long idea there at the other end. Howdens in kitchens, again, totally smashed on the idea that people would never buy a new kitchen again. People may buy new kitchens less frequently. Howdens is a very strong business, very well developed strategy selling through tradesmen. So Howden's been added to the long book as well. So no shortage of new ideas. The short pain balance, I guess, was Kingfisher, Currys, names like that, which clearly were popular shorts across the market and rallied pretty strongly as well. Marks and Spencer likewise. So that's really the sector we've been talking about because that does seem to have the most extreme returns, and we were just about on the right side of that. So I guess for us now looking into 23, the market has got great binoculars, hasn't it? It loves looking forward. So the slightest sense that we can see a peak in the rate cycle or that the UK consumer isn't quite as distressed as we thought is the sort of thing that's really pushed the market forward. So we feel like some of the potential good news in 23 might have been brought forward into Q4 22. I don't think there's enough optimism there in realistically having confidence in 23 earnings, whatever that number is. Even if it was a lower number, you could have more confidence in. And for us to yet say, 23 is a year we've got confidence in, we can buy these stocks on this multiple of this earnings number. So a bit too early for that. So I think there's a chance of markets being a bit trickier again next year. Although I think in the short term, going into Christmas, the old Santa rally is probably a reasonable prospect. We may have to negotiate another, quite a challenging month with lots of moving parts again. We remain confident that we can do that. Having got through a month like this, quite good for our confidence, I think, in the way the strategy is run. So we hope you all have a good festive season and a good break, and I really look forward to updating you early in the new year on how we fared into that period. Thank you.